G'day and welcome to Bums on the Bench. My name is Jacko. With me as usual is Joshy and Andy. How are you, boys?
What's going on, boys? How are we doing this lovely week ahead? It's been a bit warm lately.
It's been a long time since we recorded this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's been over
we
a
took
week.
last week
It
off.
has been over a week. Man, we're busy people.
Well, we've only really got one thing to talk about, and that's the footy's back. So that's all I've been watching and Formula One.
Right.
Yeah, but we
mainly
got
footy.
a whole fucking show for Formula One that came out
And
literally 34 minutes ago.
And let's be
we
honest
still
here.
managed to talk a little bit about footy last night too.
Did you actually?
I related
bit.
one team to doing exactly what me and Luke would say Robbo needs to do with the Roosters this week.
Get rid of all of them?
No, get the extension cords out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair.
Yep. So, I guess, gentlemen, it's what we've all been waiting for. NRL is something all of us spend a lot of our time with. We saw the first round. I want to start with your overall thoughts on week one of the 2023 season. So, what do you reckon?
NRL on Channel 9 sucks.
It's great on Foxtel.
I watched 2 3/4 games, and the 2 games I watched before were on Channel 9 because I was in Queensland, and both of them, the commentary team sucks. Joey is their version of Blocker, and he's not as good as Blocker.
So who's the commentators on Channel 9?
I don't know the main one, but it was Joey and Billy and Freddie on the sideline. Now, Freddie's good. Freddie's entertaining.
I mean, didn't Freddie do a little bit for Fox at some point?
No, maybe, but he's mainly Channel 9 now, along with all the main ones. But yeah, no, Channel 9 sucks.
I mean,
I would have rather watched it on KO, but I couldn't because I didn't have internet reception in the hotel.
I just want to call you out, man, and you watched 2 and a bit games. Josh, do you want to have a guess at which game he didn't finish?
Well, I don't know if he even started that game. That's the problem.
I made it home in time for kickoff, and then I turned it off at the 60th minute.
So you didn't finish the Roosters game, did you?
No, of course I fucking didn't. That was not a Roosters game. That was a reserve grade team playing the Dolphins.
I think we should just dive straight into this.
No, let's start with the first game because that was actually a cracker. Let's start with the first game of the season.
Except for the last, I'm going to say half an hour of the first game of Para v Storm. It was exceptional.
It was great until Para forgot how to play footy.
Storm forgot how to play footy as well. Like, both teams seemed like neither wanted actually to win.
Well, Munster dislocated his finger, and
he wanted to win. Out of everyone in the world, that man came
bone
back.
was out of the skin, and he came back.
I can't believe he came back.
Neither.
I don't think anyone can, but that man's a fucking troop.
He's not playing this week.
They wouldn't have done it without him. 100%.
It was gnarly. The image of it is gnarly.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It was the start of my round one tips going to absolute shit, but it was the start of my super coach looking really, really good because I got like 300 points that game.
I only just eked out my win in Supercoach by like 3 points.
I smoked my dude by like 450.
I
got just under 1,000 points.
I got 913 points. He got 912 points or something.
Oh, that's tight. Look, I thought it was a fantastic game of footy.
It was a good welcome back to footy.
Oh, great way to start. Like, CommBank Stadium is a really good stadium to see footy play in, especially with all the lighting effects they have. I thought that Parramatta had some absolute standout players. Jermaine Hopgood in the second row had a brilliant game. And then in regards to Melbourne, Harry Grant just doing Harry Grant things. Like, as disappointed as I was to see them scoring Golden Point, it's what he does, right? Like, that's why they signed that man.
Well, yeah, it's why they let Brandon go.
But, like, that's all right. He put in a good 35 seconds for you, man.
Shut up.
I'm trying to find the stats because
I'm looking at them.
But not the player stats, as in how many errors both teams ended up having. Because
you want errors?
Yeah,
Hold up.
definitely.
I've got it. It'll be here in a second. There was 12 errors by Parramatta and 11 by the Storm.
That's fucked.
2 ruck infringements for Para, 1 for the Storm, which is actually pretty good for round 1.
Especially starting off. But
Yeah.
12 to 11 errors, like most of them are fumbles too. You literally saw, I mean, all right, to be fair, like I know they've got this new controversial rule coming in, or that's already come in, with that quick play the ball.
Yeah.
And like, trying to slow that down a little bit, stop the momentum taking off from that. And I know that was the cause of quite a few of those errors on the weekend.
Yes.
I kind of agree with the rule, and I think it, obviously still needs to be ironed out a little bit. But for two teams that are on paper and in practice supposed to be some of the strongest teams that we currently have in the league, it was just not a performance that is up to their standard.
Did you know Para only played 16 of the 17 too?
Huh.
I can't pronounce his name, but 17 didn't play a single second in the game.
Makahisi Makatoa.
Him, yeah, didn't come on the field, which is actually
That's
kind of
a
interesting.
really good pronunciation.
I hope that's it. I mean, I apologize if it's really, really wrong. It could be. But what was your take, Jack? What do you think of Para and Storm coming up?
So I have controversially said in my friend group, I think I've also said it in the chats, that I think Para can go on to win the premiership this year.
Yep.
I still think they can. In regards to that new rule, is the rule we're discussing the one where you must be like in an upright position on your feet to play the ball?
I think
I
yes.
think so. Well, hasn't that always been that?
No. I know they changed it though to try and slow it down, and they said, "Oh no, that's not the rule. The rule is if you're playing the ball, like try to do a quick play the ball, and then something happens, it is no longer on the attack for ruck infringement. It is, it's no longer on the defense for ruck infringement. It's on the attack now. So if they go up, do a quick play the ball, hit a player's leg that's defending, and then knock the ball out, that is no longer a penalty against, say, the tackling team. That's actually a penalty for poor play of the ball.
I think that's a brilliant.
It's a
addition
fantastic
to the
rule.
sport. Except, didn't Josh Hodgson get stung for infringing on the ruck? I thought that call that was made it was in the middle of the second half. He essentially took a step back, bumped someone, and they didn't play the ball correctly. They got stung for that. I thought that was a little bit harsh. Look, fantastic game of footy to start off the year. I still think Para has the squad and the motivation to go the whole way.
Agreed.
I thought we were going to see a really weak Melbourne, but clearly not. Bellamy just has a system down to an art form where it doesn't really matter who he has on the field. They play really well. Xavier Coates is out with a shoulder injury, though, so that's a massive loss for them. He got quite busted. I loved it. I just wish the result was different. I tipped Para. And it didn't get better from there. That's it.
I just want to say that Cameron Munster put on an almighty effort too. Dislocating his finger with the bone protruding from the skin and coming back in the second half. Like, he really wanted to win that game. So, yeah, credit to him. I won't give Munster much credit, but I'll give him credit for that.
Oh, look, tough as nails performance. He frustrates me so much as a player because he's very controversial off the field. He always seems to be in and out of trouble, but he can just do some absolutely wizard things on the field. But he's also a grub at the same time. Like, there's bits of him, like when he's wearing green and gold, I'm a massive Cameron Munster supporter. When he's not, though, I really can't stand the guy. Like, it's just...
Absolutely.
It bothers me.
I agree.
So that was the first game.
Then we had Warriors defeating the Newcastle Knights.
Was anyone, not expecting this?
I actually didn't expect it to an extent. I thought the Knights looked stronger on paper than they showed. But I think Ponga getting taken off because of the brain bunker.
That man's going to lose his career in a second.
I know, right?
It's not looking good for him. Like, how many concussions has that boy had before? Eventually, they're going to rule and say you've had too many now. Like,
He hasn't had as many as Luke Keary.
I mean, but isn't Keary on the way out as well?
I think Keary's only got a year. Next head knock will probably be Keary's last.
And I wouldn't put too many past Ponga after that.
Keary's wearing a headgear. That's how many knocks he's had.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even recognize him on the field for about 30 minutes. I was like, who's this? Who's this prick in the fucking headgear? Oh, wait, that's Luke Keary. Shit. Good on him for fucking
And
doing
then you
it.
went, I'm not watching this shit, and turned it off.
No, I waited another 30 minutes, and then I went, this isn't Roosters football. I'm turning this shit off.
Josh, can we do a quick outfit check on our friend Andy here? What sports gear is he wearing today?
Believe it or not, none.
I am wearing a shirt that says I suffer the classic symptoms of a broken spirit.
That's because he's a Roosters fan.
So
I think
not feeling
you
too
and I
crash
might
hot,
need
mate.
to borrow that shirt, Jack, because we will be.
You
broken
guys
spirits
will
later
need
in
it
the
on
season.
Sunday. Speaking,
man,
actually, no.
because-
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
the NRL was so disheartened by showing you guys. They made you wait the longest time to get on the field.
Yeah, listen. They thought, hey, after everything Dragons have going on, maybe we should give them just an extra bit of time to get any players, anyone. I'm pretty sure at this point they're asking people on the street to play for them on the weekend.
Oh, that explains the street walker that asked me today.
That also explains why Blake Laurie is still on the team.
He likes his chicken
Oh, look.
wings.
I also like chicken wings, and I hate Blake Laurie because of it. That man eats everything at Sneaky Burger after they play a game. I wish he only ate after they won, which means there'd always be chicken wings for all of us. But unfortunately, he doesn't. In regards to me being a miserable sports fan this year, I've already made my peace with the fact that we are getting the wooden spoon, and I'm going to be annoyed if we beat teams this year, because if we get the wooden spoon, they're going to fire Hook and half the players, and that's kind of what I want at this point. I'm like, no, if we win like 6, right, 6 or 7, they'll be like, oh well, that's acceptable. We could give Hook another year. I don't want that as a Dragons fan. I want Jamie soured.
Yeah, no, I'll
So
give you
if-
soured.
I'm sure
If the
there's.
Knights get in the way of my fucking wooden spoon, I'm going to drive up to Newcastle myself, and I don't know what I'll do. Won't be breaking the law, but I'll say very mean things about them. That's what I'll do, because that's my wooden spoon, and get your filthy hands off it.
Hey, man, all I'm going to say is Bulldog's still coming for us.
Oh, I felt bad for the doggies. Gentlemen, we have 8 games to go through. We need to talk about the Warriors.
We've
and
only
Knights.
been going for 13 minutes, Jack. If
And
we
we went on a massive rant then when we were trying to move on to game 2.
However, I feel like we may do this as we get more and more interested in the games, because it does get a bit better
It does.
as the week progresses.
I didn't watch
Yeah.
the Warriors v Knights. Channel
I-
9 didn't show it.
It was good. I can't tell you much. I can tell you that Warriors really just dug in at the end and held off a very offensive Knights who had found their form in the last 20 minutes. But Warriors really I know this is my stereotypical thing to say, but they dug deep. They really pulled
the
out the
boys.
stops. They dug
They
deep
gave
for the boys. They gave
110%.
115%, actually. It's the world's first. I'm so proud
I
of them.
can't believe a group of dipshit football players did it for the people next to them. But, we're here for it. Look, the big takeaways from the game are Tyson Frizzell got a head knock. That's what you get for leaving the Dragons, son. And you
Yeah.
only got 1 nut. And
He-
Adam Elliott got a grade 1 dangerous contact.
He's gone from a very low-end football team to just as low-end football team. So, I don't feel like this is much of a move for him. It's kind of comfortable territory. I feel like he's going to slot in very well at the Warriors.
He's at the Knights.
Exactly.
Fair enough. That's a good point. He wants
It's
to
a
be
good
on the
point.
best team in the country.
Yep, he wants to be the best team. And let me tell you that what happened during the game between Knights and Warriors, that's why I'm saying he's Warriors' best player. Because let me tell you, absolutely killed it with that head knock.
Yep. I guess the biggest takeaway is Chance Nickel-Klokstad had a fantastic game for the Warriors. We hadn't seen him much at all. He only did one of the trials from memory, so he could have done 2. My memory's bloody like. However,
Gave
they
me
gave him
heaps of
6
points.
Dally M points.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got top
Oh, you
points.
got him on your Supercoach team?
Yep. He gave me a buttload of points.
What did he get, like 6?
Let's find out. Nah, he would have got heaps. He would have got like
No,
7.
for the Dally M votes.
Yeah, he got 6 for the Dally M.
6.
Since when did that
Bro,
change
Jermaine
too?
Hop-
I thought it was
What?
3. I thought it was 3 for top player.
It's changed this year.
Oh, something's happened. Andy's open mouthed here.
I forgot to put Chance Nickel-Klokstad in my team, but he scored 70
Sucked
points.
in. Sucked in.
I will just
Oh.
sub him in for Xavier Coates. They're done. Saved.
Yep, saved. Fantastic. Points have gone up.
Oh, Joey Manu's been named this week. I will sub him in for...
Is Manu on Warriors? Like, I swear there's another Manu in Warriors because I feel like when I was watching it, I saw his last name.
It's a very common name in New Zealand.
Let's go on to an exciting game.
Oh, this was a fucking exciting game.
What a fucking game.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Broncos look fucking good.
I was telling you this.
No, did you not see them at the end of last year? They
Yeah, but
busted it.
I'm
They were
telling
busted.
you this, man. Broncos, on paper and practice, actually have a team.
Yeah, but they didn't have any of their good players.
And
like,
yet they still fucking
Reece-
took down Panthers. I know, mind you, they didn't have Cleary.
no, they did.
I thought Cleary's out for 4 weeks.
Nathan Cleary played
Nah,
80
Cleary's in.
minutes.
Oh, fuck, I'm retarded.
Yeah, he did not do well in Supercoach.
He
I
got-
might add.
He got 61 points in NRL fantasy.
Fucking
I think he got like 54 on Supercoach off the top of my head. Pretty much my forwards did all my work. This game was a nail biter. Like, look, I think we can all agree that most of the country wants South kick from the comp, and
Yes.
they want to see Penrith get flogged. And while they weren't flogged, they were beaten, and that's what matters.
It caused a lot of grief on the field too. Did you see Jerome Luai go off at what was his name?
Salmon?
Salmon, yeah. Did you see that? He went off at him at
Not
the end of the game.
live.
Oh, I didn't see it.
They've got cameras on him, and he's absolutely going off his nut at Salmon for a bad pass.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, like they were not happy.
I mean,
Jerome Luai has done a lot of damage to his reputation over the last couple of years. Like, a couple of years ago, I was a big Penrith supporter. I liked seeing them up and coming. I liked seeing them celebrate and all those things. But then they kind of started celebrating when they were like 45 points up. You know what I mean? It went from like being this pumped group of young guns to kind of just
Arrogant.
being a bit of it
Incredibly
arrogant and
arrogant.
dickheadish for no point. Like, I get it. I understand the culture that these guys have when it comes to like sports and winning. It's inbuilt. But
they're grubs.
yeah, look, they're not. A little bit of humility goes a long way in sport. I'm not shocked that Luai kind of lost his cool. It doesn't look good, especially after a loss like that. I don't think any of us really realized how important Api Coruscant was for the Formulas mixture. Just, Nathan Cleary now looks vulnerable on the field for the first time ever. He's traditionally been this invincible halfback who's had all the time in the world to make set plays. And that just wasn't there. I mean, we saw bits of that in their World Club Challenge match against St. Helens. But, that's England's best team. Take that as you will.
It's England's best team shouldn't stand up to our best team though, because the game's slower over there.
Yes. Oh, it's gotten better, but you're right. It's still not to the same intensity that we play, and it's not as aerial either. They don't kick to the corners or kick for the in goal as much. I don't like Queensland teams, and I don't think any New South Wales supporter should like Queensland teams.
And also,
But
let's be...
Broncos beating Penrith. Good.
But the saddest thing is here, Jack. All 4 Queensland teams won this week.
Yeah, but it's
They
only
did.
round one.
I know, but that's something that you don't want to see ever.
Okay.
No, the Titans. I can't believe the Titans won.
We'll get to that later. I just want to
You
point
have to leave that to last, mind you.
Big thing for Penrith, though, is we know Stephen Crichton's leaving at the end of the year. We know Spencer Linu's coming to the best team in the world. How many more players are they going to lose with this salary cap squeeze that their success has sort of brought? Because you got to think they can't keep the core of Luai, Cleary, Toto, Edwards, and Mitch Kenny together,
Now,
and James
And
Fisher-Harris,
correct me if I'm
And
wrong,
and Yo.
but are they still doing the negotiations for the increase to the player salary cap?
The increase has gone through, but it's not going to be enough for them to keep.
All of them, but
All
it
of
might
them.
be enough to keep some.
It'll keep some. Some will keep, but also when you increase the salary cap, that means your star players' value rises
But-
once again.
Do you think because a lot of these are home route homegrown root players, do you reckon some of them might take a bit of a pay cut to stay with their team?
I think some will, but I think there's Stephen Crichton's a great example. Stephen Crichton was late to the party.
He's not one of the
He
inner circle.
he is no. I'm saying he was a part of the inner circle. He was there in those junior ranks when these guys were coming up. He was late to first grade, and being late to first grade has unfortunately put him on the squeeze because now they can't afford to increase his pay as much to stay, and he definitely can get a lot more going to the doggies. You know what I mean? It comes down to what are you in the game for? Do you want to keep winning or do you want to make your money?
So you reckon him and Kickout together in Bulldogs could make quite a...
I'm pretty sure Stephen Crichton's going to the Bulldogs next year. I think that's already confirmed.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but do you reckon him and Kickout in Bulldogs together would bring such a formidable...
I think putting them on the same side of the field is very good. That was a big thing that Broncos did was they attacked the Kickout side of the field because he wasn't there all of a sudden.
And left a gap in their armour.
It left a massive gap in Penrith's armour because all of a sudden you don't have that big Samoan, I don't know what nationality he is, but you don't have that big, you don't have that big Fijian there ready to drop shoulders into people.
And it's not even just his defence, it's his attack too.
Yeah,
like, Penrith, this is some of the most pathetic points I've seen them get in a very long time.
And looking at who they replaced Kickout with, it's Luke Gardner. He wasn't even making minutes of these last few teams. He was barely making minutes off the bench, so it's not a knock on it's not a knock on Luke Garner, but he's not Kickout.
No, look, it's a very valid point because Kickout is, especially to the commentators, he's definitely a commentator favourite. Any chance they get to drop Kickout's absence or presence is hammered home. Like they love that man, especially Vossi and Dan Janane. They're the two who really, really like to talk about Kickout. In regards to Luke Garner, I thought he had an okay debut for this new club. Absolutely not to the same standard of Kickout, and no one really expected him to be. The person I want to highlight who I think did very well for them was their second dummy half they brought on, also on debut. Whatever that kid's name was. He's a real little fella.
Sony Luke?
Yes, I think that was him, mate. He looked pretty damn spectacular. I mean, he was the one who drew them even.
Well, what's his name on Channel 9? Joey, he said he was bringing to the attack what Appy Coruscant was doing. Not to the same extent as Appy Coruscant, but he was doing Appy Coruscant thing.
Yeah, and Appy Coruscant's biggest thing that from my viewing, and my viewing's not professional at all, but it just seemed that so many times throughout Penrith's career, Luai and Nathan Cleary have had time and space to move this ball around or to move the line and the attack around. That didn't seem to be there. I think that's what Appy Coruscant gave his halves, and in turn his halves, the rest of the side, was time and space to play their version of footy. Not Canberra. Brisbane did a good job of getting in the way of Cleary and Luai on so many occasions. Like, most of the points we saw scored were from one-off line breaks that went the length of the field.
Yeah.
Like, the first one, fucking Cleary, Edwards, and Martin. Like, that was insane, them breaking through.
Yeah, and then after that we saw, what's his name? Herbie Farnworth do the same thing to them a couple of sets later.
Yeah, they stepped around Crichton to go through, and it was fantastic to watch. I mean, it's been said, but it will be said again. It was just top class of footy.
Oh, one of the best games of footy I've ever watched. It was fantastic. Brilliant game for a Friday night.
So let's move on to Saturday.
Now, this was fucking entertaining.
I can imagine the first game was entertaining.
God, I loved watching that game. It was pathetic.
Talk to us about it.
Dude, I have, I'm worried about Manly. I've said this previous episode. Manly are looking fucking strong. And they showed a masterclass during that game with Bulldogs.
Look, before we gush about our worst enemy, Manly, I want to point out that Reid Marnie had a fantastic game. He looked really good. And, I mean, their stars were the standouts. Kick out.
Kicked it out in the full, buddy. Not great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not great. Burton was off.
Yeah, Burton did not have a good game. 16 points in fantasy? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Bruh, his boot was the thing that worked against him this game. Like,
Are we saying that Big Boot Burton is too big for his Big Boot Burtons?
he's too big for his boots, his gosh darn boots?
Yeah, I mean, he sent it. Reed Marnie looked fantastic. Josh Adokar looked fantastic. So, like, their marquee players played well, and also Karaz looked okay. Apart from that, everything else was shithouse.
Yeah.
Well, look at who number 7 was. They're continuing with the Kyle Flanagan experiment.
And Flenno got sent off at that game as well.
Like,
What was his send-off for?
What did Flenno do?
wasn't it a shit tackle?
Professional foul. So yeah, I'm not actually sure.
Probably laying on the ruck.
Yeah,
Or
he's
a
probably
jumper
laying
pull
on
or
the
something
ruck.
like that.
He was sent to the sin bin in the 34th minute.
Which was, he was out for 5 minutes before halftime and 5 minutes after halftime. And they're pretty pivotal points of the game
Especially
when
since
it comes
Garrick's
to, like,
scored during that
psychology.
time too.
Yeah, he scored at the 35th minute.
Yeah, like just after Flenno went off, there was a try from Garrick. Like,
Look,
And-
I don't want to write the Bulldogs off yet. I want to say this. This is Serraldo's first game as coach in the top flight. This is their first game together with a bunch of stars. Bulldogs haven't had that in how many years?
I mean, they had a little bit of it last year. Like, I know they had the turmoil, but like, you know, Flano was in the team at the time, Adokar was in the time, Burton, like, they've had a chance to have their stars start
But
whipping this team into
You've
action.
got two new parts of the spine with Perham and Marnie. That's kind of big.
Yeah.
Perham didn't play much fullback at Para, so he never had a chance to gel with Marnie to begin with.
And I suppose their backline is good. Like, as Jack
Yeah.
is saying, like
I don't want to write the doggies off yet. I just want to put this as a blip on the radar and give them a few more weeks before we write them off. Is basically what I'm
I agree.
saying.
yeah, okay. But I would like to also point out that every single round, if they do end up going horribly, I will just not spare them because it is hilarious.
I'm giving them till round 3.
Fuck the doggies, man. But like, all right, now I got to talk about the team I hate. I hate
Yes.
Cherry Evans. Just prove once again why he's the captain of Australia, and it hurts
He's
me
not.
internally. No,
How dare you say that James Tedesco isn't the captain of Australia?
sorry, he's the halfback of Australia.
No, he's not. Nathan
I thought
Cleary
it was.
Cleary took
Was.
that.
Was. Fuck, I'm
They
just
shared it during the World Cup.
shitting on it then.
But
some rounds.
it's Cleary's now, apparently. It's Cleary's
it's fully
jersey.
Cleary's. But like,
It is, which is so ironic considering that man scored a bloody hat-trick.
I know,
Cherry
right?
Evans killed it. Everything was on point. His chips were killing it.
Does he
His
still
grubbers
get
go
7
through.
for Queensland?
Who
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
the other person that would get
Well,
number 7 position otherwise?
the ones off the top of my head that would be thrown into the conversation would be Sam Walker. Would
Yep.
be... I can't think of anyone else. It's a Queenslander that plays 7. Oh, yeah. No, your guy. Your one.
Benny Hunt.
He's a hooker
Benny Hunt.
for Queensland.
He's not allowed to wear
first of all,
7.
He's not allowed to wear 7.
He's a
he has
good
to wear
hooker.
6. And he's fantastic at what he does. And let me tell you, we've seen it firsthand when he really starts running around us.
Yeah, oh my God.
Ugh.
Other standouts, I guess, for Manly was
Garrick.
Hamoli Olakawatu, Garrick, as usual. Both the Trebojeviches were in their normal form.
Yeah, Tom
Like,
scored
just
as expected.
Yep, and Jake just being fantastic in that front row. Like, just being that solid person you build your offense and defense on. He was always where he needed to be. And I think at the end, they ended up giving Cooper Johns a little bit of a run.
No,
just
Cooper
because they were
Johns
like,
started 6.
Yeah.
Oh, did he start
He nearly
6?
got the try, but it was disallowed because they got a hand under it.
Seems like they gave him a fair chunk of a run. I don't think the scoreline displayed how much fun of a game this was to watch. Like, doggies were never going to beat them after the first 10, 15 minutes. But the whole game was fun to watch, which is weird considering it was such a... I mean, it was the biggest scoreline of the round, wasn't it?
Yes, Manly are currently at the top.
And that's why Bulldogs are currently at the bottom.
Yep.
Yep, minus 25 for and against already, starting off real good.
Yeah, really, really good for them. But, I think we just wait for the inevitable crash and burn of the Sea Eagles or crack a beer and celebrate like good people do.
It'll happen within the next 10 rounds. Tommy will get injured.
Yeah, he'll do something to his
Yeah.
shoulder.
Or it'll be his hamstring.
Or his calf. Or his knee.
Or just anything in his body that
Can break.
can strain.
Realistically.
He gets hurt so much, the poor fella, which is also disappointing too, because like I have nothing bad to say about the Trebojevics except for the club they've decided to dedicate their fantastic fucking careers to for some goddamn reason.
They're never going to
Apart
leave
from
it
that,
too.
they're fantastic.
They like being over that bridge. They'll never come south of it to a decent club.
No, they won't ever go as south as they should to the best
To
club
the
in
eastern
Wollongong,
suburbs.
the Wollongong Wolves, who play soccer. Gentlemen,
Let's move on
shall
to the
we
Cowboys.
talk about Cowboys Raiders? I want to go
missed
first
it.
with this one because mate, I'm saying if you bought tickets at that one end of the grandstand, you were the only person to see football because this was the most half-sided game ever. So the first half, the Cowboys came out in the field and they looked like premiership contending Cowboys. Everything worked. Dearden was fantastic. Scotty Townsend, brilliant. Their forward packs are great. Nanai, all those boys absolutely stomped Canberra in the first 40 minutes. They got up 18 points. Canberra looked like they were reeling. Canberra looked like they were out on their feet. It was just an absolute massacre in the first half, and I went, I'll probably turn this off. They're going to go up by 40 points. And then halftime happened, and then the Raiders came out, and it was the complete opposite. The Raiders looked absolutely incredible. The Cowboys looked shot through. They couldn't get any of their passes to work. The Raiders just rolled and scored 18 points. It was, if you bought tickets at one end of the grandstand, you were the only person to watch football that round. In that first half, I think the Cowboys ended up maintaining over 80% possession for the half.
Well,
it was mental.
I just want to say, I thought of another halfback for Queensland, Tommy Dearden.
Yeah, and I mean, they're
Actually, I
rolling in
completely
the number
agree.
6.
Yeah.
A lot
know
of
he plays
Cowboys
si-
should be coming across to the State of Origin this year. They're just on form.
I was just saying, like, Tommy Dearden might play 6 in the Cowboys, but he could play 7. He played 7 at the Broncos.
What's Drinkwater's position?
Drinkwater's
Fullback.
technically a fullback or a 5'8".
Oh, yeah, he probably wouldn't fit in those positions. But he'd be fine, maybe, like,
I'd want to say Scott Drinkwater actually plays for New South Wales.
I'm not sure,
I-
actually.
Don't know, but he looked really, really confident and calm in that fullback position, which is, I want to say, relatively new for him to play the full 80 minutes of fullback, because last year it was between him and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow for a lot
No,
of the season. He ended up
You-
winning out.
you don't fucking watch football, do you? Scott Drinkwater was always fullback unless he was injured.
Yeah,
He's
no,
been
he was pretty
playing-
fantastic
was he?
last
He's
year.
been playing fullback for quite a while.
He like last year he really took off, like him and Dearden when they went along with the centers on the left. It was a really nasty combination. That's why they always kept breaking through.
He is
Oh,
New
right,
South
well-
Wales.
Why do you have to be born in Penrith?
I don't care. He classed for New South Wales.
You know what?
We took it off Queensland. We're taking that one back.
hold on. Now let's think about who's our fullback and 5'8".
Well, our 5'8's probably up for debate right now because I don't think Luai keeps it.
Then Drinkwater has a real contention of coming in.
There's 2 people I would put in that 6 jersey. One's Drinkwater. The other is Big Boot Burton.
Big boot button
'Cause he'll have a
better perform. Sorry, I was trying
No,
to think
but-
on the B.
But he'd do well in that position because he's got that combo with Cleary. He used to be a Penrith boy.
Agreed. However, if he's going to
He's going to be in the team.
he's going to be in the team, but I don't know if number 6 will be his position.
I'd put him at 6. I wouldn't put him at 4.
Nico Hines, number 6.
Oh, yeah, shit. Nico Hines could
Nico
come
Hines probably
Nico
wants to put his
Hines.
hat into the ringer because let me tell you, as we're moving on into the Rabbits game, Sharks cannot finish the job without Nico Hines.
in. Nah.
It was, I'm not normally one to complain about refereeing. I normally leave that to the professional miser.
I think he's joining us, on the podcast right now. Andy, how's the refs
Andy,
this week?
you like.
We have a
refereeing,
ref
Andy. You've made it
report.
very clear. I thought that the refereeing in this game was shithouse because
It was
I
the
mean,
ref.
yes, the Sharks did lose. I don't
Son.
know. No. It was the dude who, I think it was the dude who normally looks like Nigel Thornberry.
Oh God, it's him. Yeah, he's a terrible ref. He's the
And
ranger.
I think it was him.
I don't know.
Oh no, wait, I liked him last year. I
Oh,
thought he was.
fucking rangers stick together,
Hey
don't
man,
they?
no, actually, you know I shit on Rangers like no one else does. However, last
Yeah,
year
but we still
he
know you're a
seemed
ranger, bro.
he seemed pretty fresh and like pretty fair.
No.
Has it not carried on to this year?
Apparently not
Sorry.
because of Jack saying he was a shit ref.
It wasn't. Okay. All right. So it wasn't the one who looked like Nigel Thornberry. It was the other ranger, the young one who started last year. I remember
Yeah,
now.
yeah, the pale, pasty one.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
The
he's
one
a
that
ranger.
he
So-
like let things go. I
He's a
kinda like
ranger,
that.
sir.
Look, there was just a couple of calls that I thought were very, very one-sided, which was unfortunate because they had. Oh, who was the fill-in half for South? What's his? Not South. The Sharkies. What's his name?
Let me find out for you. It was Braden Trindle.
Braden Trindle. Braden Trindle had a fantastic game as a halfback. Yeah, he made a few errors. The person I want to highlight for just being absolutely berserk was Lachlan Ilias.
Yeah, but we knew that he was going to do that.
I didn't see much of him last year the way he played. Like, he did 2 try-saving tackles and on 2 back rowers / front rowers knocked the ball loose in one-on-one hit-ups. Like, he was on fire this game, and it was like career best game for him. Like,
Especially that
watch the
like
highlights,
try
it's him.
denial in the corner.
Mental.
It was disgusting.
Mental.
Like he came out of nowhere. The man's like, if correct me if I'm wrong, this is the one where the dude was already celebrating by the time
Yes,
he's made
yes.
it to it, thinking, "Fuck, I've got this." And you just see Ilias come in and smack the ball straight out of his hands. It was brilliant, and I think Sharks
It was
deserved it.
Jesse Ramium.
Oh,
Because
Ramian.
I had him on my Supercoach team and he got me like 3 points. Because not only did he get the try denied, he put the ball out and threw like 4 forward passes and took like 3 runs.
You just need to pick
Classic
better
Sharks.
players. Pick better players.
I'm going to be very honest. I work in disability. And
It
one
shows.
of my people I work with is, fuck you, Andy. One of the people is a football nut. And when I made my original Supercoach team, he went, "Oh, you need to check who you picked, man. Because then it'll tell you like if you're missing 1 or 2 people from your starting 13. And when I checked last week, 8 of my starting 13 were not selected. So I got him to redo my team for me. Because apparently whoever I picked doesn't play NRL anymore. Yeah. Wade Graham got binned for an alleged shoulder charge. I thought it was clean. It was a fantastic hit.
No, that was
It
not
was-
clean.
That was
what are you
not
talking about?
clean.
That was straight on his
clean.
face.
What are
Clean.
you talking
I hate
about?
to be the blocker of
He's
this podcast, but clean.
God, I'm pretty sure if that man was an inch like higher in his shoulder charge, he probably would have fucking taken off that dude's head.
It would have been an
Right.
attempted murder case tomorrow night at
He
the
would have
judiciary.
been flat on his back down because it was not pretty to watch.
Well, Graham's actually contesting it.
I hope he gets 3 weeks.
Good.
It's 4 weeks if he's found guilty.
I hope he gets 4 weeks. Let me tell you, I'd make a guilty verdict. It was not a
Refs are shit. Clean hit. You guys are fucking soft. That's what football's about. Bring back the biff. I'm going home.
fuck. Well, it's been
I
a
am home.
pretty good recording, like 41 minutes. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jack.
Jack, yeah, sorry. The record scratch will be me being like, I just want to apologize for my behavior. Yeah. Look, I mean, I can't disagree with both you two, the referee and the judiciary. I'm just saying, love to see it. Head high shouldn't count against the Souths.
It was a good old-fashioned stiffy.
Oh, man, he fucking got drilled. Oh, it was huge. As it says here, grade 1 high tackle, in brackets, reckless. Mate,
he want-
just spell it wrecked. R-E-K-T. Wrecked.
He's trying to get the charge downgraded from reckless to careless. That's
Yeah,
why he's
Kept-
fighting it.
Keck doesn't have the same ring to it. Look, Brandon Hamlin-Ueli also had a fantastic game. Talakai seemed more Origin style than starter last year style. He was acceptable but not fantastic. I mean, South's just had brilliant plays everywhere you look.
And I
Lachlan
mean-
Gillies, who I've already spoken about.
They lost 2 players in the first 5-10 minutes. Like they lost
They
Jairo.
lost a player in the first hitter.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking what was his name? Started with a T.
Totola.
Yeah, Totola.
Totola got fucked on.
And then they lost Jai not long after that because he got taken out too.
Yeah, no, they had a bunch of people go down. Kian Kolo Muntangi had like a fantastic game up the front. He was on fire. Campbell Graham was Campbell Graham. Cam Murray still had a very good game. I guess they clearly targeted him a fair bit more. They didn't give him as much room to go. I mean, Damien Cook looked fantastic as well. He ran 8 or 9 times from dummy half and made meters on every single one of them. But yeah, South's dominant performance.
I got some
guess.
good news for you as well, Jack. Remember how we
What's
saw
good
Latrell limping after he did that little step?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's an injury now.
Yeah, no, he's apparently in
Ooh.
doubt for this week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's listed.
Do
It's
they-
beautiful.
Do they have a backup fullback at the Souths?
Yeah, Taff.
Oh, yeah. All right. He's not
He,
that good.
he is named for this week. I just want to point that out there. Trell is named at fullback this week.
But yeah, really, because fair. It was listed as an injury, so I was.
It was listed as doubtful. The last
fair.
I checked. Do we want to move on and rip the Band-Aid off?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have been
Yeah.
waiting for this.
Let's talk about it, Josh. Andy, you just sit here and listen, son. We'll tell
Yeah.
you how a game of
And you
football
don't
should be
need to
played.
have your headphones on for this one, buddy, because you'll hear
Actually,
Jack and I screaming through this because I am about to have the time of my life.
How about this? I give you the floor after I make my little say.
Absolutely.
no. Oh, let me go first, Andy, because I just have one thing. I just want you to have a look at the ladder, and I want you to see that St. George Illawarra is currently beating you. That's all.
By default.
But beating
Doesn't
you.
matter. Scoreboard.
We are ahead of the Roosters.
For this week.
Still ahead.
Still ahead.
And
Okay, I'm going to have my little piece and the news can fucking rip into the Roosters because they fucking deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
They do not look like the Roosters.
Nope.
James Tedesco should be ashamed of himself because
How
I don't
many
think
errors?
I don't think he touched the ball after the 25th minute.
And his runs were uninspired.
Exactly. Fucking, it was just, if I was Trent Robinson, I'd have the heaviest extension cable I could find and I'd be whipping the shit out of every single player. And I wouldn't.
XLR cable.
It was a disgraceful game as a Roosters supporter. That's why I turned it off because I don't watch my team play like that. That's not my team. It looked like the Dolphins have been playing together for fucking years and the Roosters were the new team. That's how bad they played.
That's how great Wayne Bennett is. But
Nah, Wayne Wennett.
Wennett it is, boys. Bane Wennett, I feel like has proven once again, even at his age, he is able to create a team out of nothing.
Literally nothing.
know, it's-
Literally nothing.
He picked up
It's
the
the old
scraps from the
saying.
doggies and he was their best player on the fucking
Marshall
field.
King fucking killed it.
It's embarrassing that I have to say
Oh.
that he played well.
Like,
I hate that
He played really well.
and the first try for Dolphins cut straight through.
It was just,
It was brilliant.
we should have sent fucking Egan Butcher to the Knights when they asked.
The Hammer got the first try, I think.
No, Hammer got the first Dolphins try. The first try came to Suoli'i.
Yeah. He
And
I'm
even
not sure
I
that's
was
takes a minute.
skeptical on that try for Suoli'i.
Guys, look, it's that old saying, when it wanes, it pours.
fins up, boys.
Fins up. Look, I hate to be this person.
No, you don't.
But-
You love making me feel bad.
Yeah, this is pretty
No,
fantastic for
Andy,
us.
I'm actually gonna side with. I don't know. Look, I don't think the Dolphins played an exceptional game of football. I just think the Roosters, like as you said, man, that was not the Roosters' style. I don't know what happened to them. They clearly didn't show up in any sort of form. There is no way that result should have happened. I still think the Dolphins played a clunky game of football at times.
Oh, they did.
I don't think they've got it sorted. It was just you guys shit the bed real bad. Hopefully, but you guys always have a terrible start. To the
Oh, we
season.
never
You
win.
rarely win it.
We never win
Never
round
win.
one.
Literally the antithesis of Storm.
Yeah. Like, we
Yeah,
never
oh.
win round one. But like I said, come the end of the year, we'll probably be there. First thing we need
Yeah,
to
I
do
think
is
so.
take those Butcher boys and whip the fucking shit out of them. Because they were terrible.
Wait, Tupou dropping the ball on the try line killed me inside. I
Yeah,
loved
it
it.
hurt me.
Oh, I I was in hysterics because he had it. That was it.
I don't
Just had to put it down.
I don't understand Trent Robinson's obsession with putting Drew Clutcherson in center. He's slow and fat. He's not Trelmet.
Where would you put him, Andy?
I'd put him on the bench and have him come run in at 13. Like, seriously, I don't understand why you have to have Drew Clutcherson at fucking center when you've got Corey Allen sitting on the sideline and you don't even play him.
He'd actually make an alright lock too.
Yeah, he'd be really good to swap with Radley when Radley comes off being a dumbass or getting
Yeah,
ahead.
when Radley gets himself injured once again.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, head knock for him. Matt Lodge also head knock, and they think they sent Matt Lodge for surgery after the game.
Yeah, no, he's got a fractured eye socket. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh,
Great
a
train
fractured eye
and trial
socket,
signer.
I thought it was to pull his head out of his fucking ass for the performance he put in, but fractured eye
But-
socket works too.
But are you guys aware of who is signed to the Roosters feeder team at this very second?
Oh no, who's signed to the Roosters feeder team, Andy?
Big Pappy himself, Dylan Napa.
Dylan Napa.
Dylan
Dylan Napa is signed to the Roosters feeder team.
What is he gonna play as for them? Do you reckon?
Well, I think he'll be playing for the fucking Roosters this week.
I agree with that.
Probably
but do
front row.
Do you reckon front row?
Probably
or
at the
lock?
front.
No, he'd be in front row. He's got no fucking brain cells.
Exactly. He has nothing to lose in lock. He can just come in, dumps to some poor. I know props can do it just as good.
Roosters don't have a fat lock anymore. They have a ball playing lock. They've always had a ball playing lock since Radley came into the squad. So what will probably
But
happen?
Radley does not think with his head. He
I know
hits with his head.
He does hit with his head, but he is a ball playing lock. I think the unfortunate thing here is Brandon Smith's probably going to be playing lock this week.
Fucking Cheese. Cheese has turned in from like a bear to a daddy.
Jeez.
That man looked fantastic this week.
When he was on the fucking field.
When he was on the field. In the first 10.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
They had to
look-
change his jersey at halftime. He had that much blood on it.
God, did you see how
Fucking
much
blood was leaking out of the back of his head.
This was one of the bloodiest rounds I've ever seen.
Looked like
Like-
It looked like he fucking dropped a watermelon.
Bruh, at least 6 players had a cut on their forehead that covered their face this week. It was pretty bad.
I just
Yeah,
want to.
you definitely cannot knock the intensity of the plays. They were
Oh, it gets worse and worse every
full
week.
on.
Like, next thing you know, they're going to start snapping each other in half, and it's just a part of the game.
Well, I mean, Felice Calfusi did his best to snap Brandon Smith in half.
There we go. It's
Oh,
already
so-
started.
Fusi is like 55 years old, and that man still got it.
I think the age of that forward pack for the Dolphins is going to be their downfall, though.
Yeah, they got to start getting new players in soon.
Like, it's all good to have the experience there of the Bromwich twins
but
and
it's
Kafusi,
nothing but experience.
but they're old and they're going to run. Come round 20 or something, they're going to be out of steam.
How many 30-plus players do they currently have?
Let's have a look.
Because I know, like, they
The
even
most-
mentioned it. It was a lot.
I think it
It's
was
the
Bennett
most
just
in the
trying-
league.
So let's see what
Are you sure Dragons don't have that?
Dragons will be up there. But
No.
you got Branko
We ran out of
Lee,
money.
Jesse Bromwich, Jared Wallace, Felice Calfusi, Kenneth Bromwich, fucking Mark Nichols, Ray Stone.
That's a
That-
significant.
that's in the top 10. That's the team they played this weekend. I don't know in total.
That's a significant amount of players.
But let's move on now, please. I don't
Oh,
want to think
one
about
more
this
thing.
game. I hate this
No,
game.
one more thing, and it's not a dig at you guys. Their halfback Katoa looked great.
Oh, yeah.
Katoa was their
Listen.
5'8".
Oh, they're 5'8". He looked fantastic. I
Katoa
was
helped with
very,
the try
very
assist
impressed
at
with
the
him.
end. Yeah. He looked fantastic with the last try. Like, it was just...
Yep.
Well,
Also-
considering that they dropped Milford for him, do you think Milford's getting back in the team?
Nah,
Give it another week and
not
I'll be
at
able to
all.
more definitive answer for you.
Fair enough.
I don't
Okay.
think so. Also, Wayne Bennett press conference, fucking hilarious as usual.
Man doesn't have much to
Just-
say, but when he says it, brilliant.
Look, I mean, he's the opposite of us. We take an hour and a half and we say like one decent thing. He said 5 words and all of them were perfect.
I really wish I could do something like that. That sounds just... I just have brain diarrhea that just comes out into verbal diarrhea.
Let's talk about the last game before Andy fucking pops a vein.
Titans. The fuck?
It's expected.
Tigers, what the fuck?
Tigers, while they have brought in some decent players, are not there yet. Like I said, for one thing, fucking John Bateman's still not playing for him. They've still got
No, I
Luke Brooks at halfback.
They're saying they're giving John Bateman a couple of weeks to get homesick before they don't let him play. I think that's what the Tigers are doing.
Fair enough, but here's my point. Let's look at their starting 17. They started Jake Simpkin over Appy Coruscant, and Coruscant's their captain.
Yeah, that was crazy decision.
The
Mental
second
decision.
crazy decision is Luke Brooks is still in the team.
I don't know why. He must be incredible in an interview room because like this is a new coach as well. Like this Sheens is back. And he's still getting a run every single week.
Sheens gave him his first run in NRL, and he's managed to keep it for 10 fucking years.
I don't know how.
How has Sheens managed to keep his job is the next question we should be asking.
Sheens went overseas, and the Tigers went to shit, and they just brought Sheens back.
Yeah, and nothing's going to change.
Yeah, no, nothing's going to change. That's the caveat of this. It's still funny. The Tigers are still a nut job.
Even with, like, because you saw what, Benji and Farah up in the box thinking, like, what's going on? You got two of the greatest from Tigers, and they're out there trying to coach his new team, and it's just faltering still.
It's going to falter for a while. I don't think they have the team to do it. I think they're missing key points. I think they're missing key positions. Dane Laurie at fullback, probably not needed.
What was his name? Listen, Brooks.
Would you keep him on the wings?
I'd keep him on wing, keep him in centre, but I wouldn't have him at fullback. Adam Dewey's
Tommy Talau looked good. Dewey looked great, man. Dewey
looked
had a really
great.
Good game.
Luke Brooks can get shafted. Jake Simpkin, David
Twal.
Clemmer, I'll give him another week. Papa Lee, we know is good. I don't know about Blore. Twal is still got no tries apparently, or has he got one now?
No,
Either
he's still
way.
got none.
Yeah. And
I have a
their
soft
bench.
Blake
spot.
Laurie got
boy.
one. Blake Laurie's got a try. I'm throwing that out there.
He's going to get another one this year, let me tell you. It's happening.
Oh, bro,
I can
yeah.
see it. He's going to double his try count.
I hope he gets it against the Tigers on Alex Twal.
That would be the
no, I was going to say
greatest.
to be the first own try in NRL history. I reckon
Isn't
it
an
would've been-
own try a fucking line dropout?
No, they're going to make a special exception just for Twal because he scored nothing else.
Fair enough.
They're like, you know
Yeah.
what? You've finally gotten the ball down on the try line. We'll count it.
Yeah, give him the points, please, for the love of God. The man can't even say his own last name.
So, for the Titans, though, Kieran Foran, 56 minutes and then got injured.
Yeah, that is a massive, massive concern because he's really their big signing that they bought in this year, right?
Yeah,
their
he's
big
neat.
It was him and
Yeah.
Sam Barrels.
Is it his ACL
Verrill
or is
sucks.
it another part of his knee?
Oh, I can't remember.
I know it was his knee, but I think it might have been an ACL injury. And
Let's
I think
find out. I got the casualty ward right here.
might not be good.
Kieran Foran has been... What? So he's been named to face the Dragons, despite copping a knock to his kneecap.
Oh, okay.
Should
So-
he...
So not ACL.
Nah,
So
it's
no,
just a
it's
little
not an
bit
ACL.
bruised.
But if he does succumb to it, Toby Sexton is in the extended squad.
Sexton would probably fill out the role quite
He
well.
would hit that. Well, that's his position. Is there?
I want to talk about young Jaden. I think he's fantastic.
Jaden Campbell.
Yep.
I've always rated him. I think he's great.
He's such a, he's a light little winger, but that man
Isn't he
is-
fullback?
fullback, yeah. That man is what Sloan wishes he could be.
Sloan
How
does
dare
wish he could be there.
How dare
how
I?
dare How
dare
you
I?
get fucked? Sloan's the only junior who's not fucking been arrested, first of all. So I will not
Sloan
tolerate...
has been kicked out of
anything.
the team twice now. And that little boy still manages to bury his way back into that fullback position. All he does is take out our other more competent fullbacks, makes me sad, and then boy howdy, we still got to deal with him. And he's going to drop the ball again on kickoff.
Well, can we talk about the Titans' big news this morning?
What?
David
Yes.
Fafita re-signing till 2026.
That man has a lot of
Yeah.
faith in his club.
Well, they
Amy,
paid him a lot
you-
more money.
How much?
I don't know.
Probably in the millions.
No, I think he would have taken a pay cut due to his form. But the Broncos were sniffing around, but it was on a massive pay cut as well. So it's like, who am I going to get more money out of? Probably the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, considering I
And-
think a majority of their budget is going to him,
Going to the.
should join the Titans.
I want to speak in defense of Fafita's form over the last couple of years because,
We know why his
I don't
form's
know
been
much.
bad.
well, that man needs space to get a bit of a run up, right? Like,
Yes.
and every time they give him the ball, it's because the attack is faltered and he's standing flat on the line a meter away from a defender, and the commentators go, "Oh, he's not playing like he used to." It's like, yeah, because
He's not running onto the ball.
letting him play. He's not running onto the ball. It's the same as Payne Haas, which is why he's so dominant at the Broncos, because they always let him run onto the ball. I'm so sick of seeing David Fafita standing there just getting thrown a hospital pass, getting put on his ass, and everyone going, "Oh, you reckon they're regretting the money now?" It's like, no, I reckon he's fucking regretting the money at the moment because they're not looking after him properly. I like David Fafita. I can't wait till he signs with the Dragons in 15 years. It's going to be good for us.
He
Can you
will
take
really...
Tino though instead?
No, I hate
You
Tino.
guys seem
Tino
to-
puts it.
How old's Tino?
I don't know, but your Dragons seem to have a all the dickhead policy. Sign any dickhead
that's
you
why I
can.
don't like him. I don't like him because he put Matt Burton in the headlock last year when Burton was getting punched in the face.
Yeah, no, I don't like Tino either for that reason. But also, Tino's a flog.
Yeah, and I mean, he's on report. He did a high tackle.
He is? Oh, what a shock. Tino Fasuama'ali did something stupid on
Yep.
a football field.
On report, and he's right.
But he got 2 Dally M points.
Yeah, he's still got 2. So clearly, he's just the bad boy wannabe that everyone seems to love. Except Andy.
No one
Andy,
likes
to bring our
Tino.
2 shows together, he's the Fernando Alonso, attitude-wise. of the
How
Titans.
dare you? How
The
fucking
bad guy
dare
bit.
you?
The bad boy bit. Stop being dramatic. I'm the dramatic one on this show.
I know where you live. I'll come kick your ass.
Oh, that's got to be the trailer. Just that on repeat. I know where you live. I'll come kick your ass. Gentlemen, I think that was a very good first round of football.
Do we want to take 5 minutes and have a look at this weekend coming? All the cool changes.
Yeah, I think we should. I
And
think
then we can
should,
talk
'cause,
about how sad.
the best halfback in the world's playing this weekend, and we're
Actually,
playing
can
against
we
Titans.
look at the Dragons team sheet?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
have a look, because this morning it was announced that Mr. Hammer himself is allowed to play again.
I'm glad that they've started
Oh.
him on the bench and that he's not.
He's on the extended bench. He's not even in the
Good.
squad.
I don't
He's
want him playing.
He's named behind Sharon Woods.
But with fucking how much runtime Sharon gets, he'll be on anyway.
Sharon's at 22.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
we
even
still
named.
see him. They just bring him
Aaron
on.
Woods is so old. He's on Fletch and Hindy. That's how old he is. And they use him as
That
an
was
example of
good,
people
though.
who
That
should have
was-
retired.
That was heaps good, though. That's kids.
That was honestly one of their best. It was fantastic. Jack DeBellin's not playing. I know that.
Yeah, good riddance. Jack
Where's-
Bird's named.
Good. Jack
Was-
Bird's good.
I like Jack Bird. What position we got him in?
13.
13. Perfect.
But you know who's your
I mean, he's-
fullback?
Fucking Sloan.
Your favourite player, Jack.
Tyrell Sloan. And we got Figo.
Ben Hunt.
Sully. Now, was
Ben
it
Hunt's
Sully
my
that
favourite
was-
player.
Yeah, who doesn't love Benny Hunt? Was it Sully that's currently facing the DV charges?
Maybe?
No,
No, which
I don't think so. Let me check
which
that.
Dragons player is facing the DV charges?
Take your pick. There's 20. There's 25 of them named here.
Fuck.
I'm sure it's one of them.
I can't remember who it was.
No, nothing's coming up. So no, I don't think it's him, mate.
Francis Molo.
He's named.
Yeah, because it's not a
Fuck.
no stand down, but Molo is the DV man.
Okay, fair enough.
My apologies, I didn't mean Sully in that case then. But yeah, what a fucking grub. Get him off too.
I can't
If-
believe I'm
If
gonna
you
say
guys
this.
needed to drop all your grubs,
You know
you'd
what?
have 3 people on the
Cunt,
field.
If they're that much of a grub off the field, I'd rather just not have a team at that point. I really I want something
Just
I can
fold 'em?
stand behind. Yeah,
Just
you know what?
fold them.
Screw it. They're thinking of folding anyway until Wynn came in and gave them a buttload more money. They were about to drop Illawarra and go all the way back up to Cogger because turns out Wollongong can't offer shit.
Someone sounds salty.
I'm real sad.
I know where you live. I'll kick your fucking ass, bro. That is disgusting. You
Come on, then.
don't. I am lost for words. I'm disappointed. I am angry. I am slightly turned on. You've said a lot of different things to me. I don't know how I feel. Here's what's going to happen. 6 points, Benny Hunt. 4 points, Moses Sully. 3 points, Tyrell Sloan. We are going to put 30 fucking points on the Titans, and we're not going to do anything else for the rest of the year. I've said it. I'm tipping the Dragons. I
Hey,
have
Andy.
none of them in my fucking super coach team.
He's going to pick all Dragons for his super coach.
No,
That's what I did the first time, and none of them got named.
when we, I think, are going to lose to the Titans coming up, and we have to discuss this next week.
At least you won't
Just-
be beaten by the fucking Warriors like my team will.
Just let us have it.
I'm not going to let you have it.
Just let us have
It's
it.
not fair to kick a disabled person.
We're debuting. I mean, for next week, we're debuting 2 juniors. Toby Crouchman.
Is he still on the fucking
And-
Dragons here? Gross.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Look,
Can we move on from the
I-
Dragons? Look, they're going to get beat by the Titans. We know this now. Let's move on to another game. I'm going to pick one at random. It's the Penrith game.
Wow.
I just scrolled it and it just hit there. Trelmit
No,
named
Penrith
at
play-
fullback. They're playing
Oh,
the
South.
South. And
that's
Trelmit's
going to
named.
be a great game.
I hope it goes to Golden Point and South lose. And by fortune of them losing, they get kicked out of the comp.
I don't know who I want to lose more.
Tyrone Peachy's named in the reserves for the fucking Panthers too. That's big.
Is he good, though? I don't know if he's a good player.
The last time he was good, he was wearing a Panthers jersey.
I thought the last time when he was good was his dad.
Wait, is he related to David Peachy?
I think it's his son, isn't it?
I didn't know that.
Well, look it up. Let's find out.
Let's have a squiz. I didn't think so, because he's from Penrith.
Tyrone Peachy is an Australian professional rugby league player who plays for Penrith Panthers NRL.
La, la, la. He's from Wellington, New South Wales. I don't think he was David Peachy's son. There's nothing in his Wikipedia page indicating he was David Peachy's son.
I mean, you can't begrudge me for thinking that they were probably related. There's so many children of NRL players that our parents watch who are playing.
Apparently, David Peachy's
Let's
related to
do-
Preston Campbell, though.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
I didn't even know that one. It's his uncle.
Boys, I think a nice way for us to kind of stop talking absolute shite
Yeah.
is we should talk about our tips for next round. Who are we backing next round? I'm just trying to look for...
Is this a good idea considering we're all in a tipping comp for money?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
man,
I'm
I
more than
remember
happy.
shit.
Like, I'm doubling down. When I pick my tips, I don't change.
Fair enough. I never did.
Or-
either.
I might be lying, Andy, and I might pick differently to what I say.
Jack, you're not that.
You're
much
not
of a
that smart.
forethinker. Yeah.
No, I'm going to forget everything that I've said, and like I don't listen to this fucking show.
Like,
So
Alright,
here we go.
Yeah, give us the team, the list of the games coming up.
All right, first game: Panthers Rabbits.
Panthers.
Rabbits.
Rabbits.
I
Game
can't
2.
I can't tip South 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, fair. You do feel dirty inside,
That just hurts too
especially
much.
being a Rooster supporter. They're like,
Well, at least my father didn't lie to me for X amount of years saying he was a Dragons supporter and then come out as a South supporter.
Game 2: Eels Sharks.
Eels.
Wait, no.
Eels. I'm not even. I don't even care who's injured or who's
Yeah,
back.
Eels. He's not in the same. It's Eels.
Nico's out for what, 4 weeks?
Oh, I don't know. He's not in the team.
I'm
He's
pretty sure it's a couple more weeks after this still. Jack?
Eels. Game 3: Broncos Cowboys.
Ooh.
Cowboys. Absolutely.
No, Reece Walsh is back. I'm going to give it to the Bronx.
I'm going to go Broncos as well.
I think the offensive nature of and the offload nature of Broncos, especially with what they were trying against Penrith, I don't think it's going to work against Cowboys, and I reckon they're going to get put on their ass for it.
Yeah, but Reece Walsh is back. I think that's going to be a big up for the Bronx.
He's really
Next, we have
He is
Roosters
good.
Warriors.
Look, I'm going to go with the Roosters, but my heart says Roosters, my brain says Warriors.
I'm gonna go with Roosters.
I think Roosters just because I can't tip against them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Like they're your team, but they're good enough of a team.
They're
that you
too
can
good
stick
that you
with them.
can't not tip them.
Like just because I had an off week, yeah.
And more to the point, number 4 is Joseph Manu this week.
Oh, Joey's Marnie's back.
Joey Manu is back.
Roosters as well. Yep, Roosters. I think it's going to fall Roosters. Next game, Dolphins Raiders.
Dolphins.
I'm going to go Raiders.
I reckon defense will take Raiders out again.
I'm going to go. Oh, this is an incredibly hard one for me, but I'm going to go Raiders. They just seem to have a ridiculous ability to come back from absolute shit. That I reckon they'll come back second half and do some damage. Next one is Storm and Dogs. So Storm, everybody.
Yep.
Sweet.
Let's go. Let's move on. Tigers Knights, the Spoon Bowl.
No,
Well,
that's
first of all, we're
after
not
that,
playing, so
actually.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
Spoon
after
Bowl's
us.
literally the next game, I'm pretty sure.
Knights. Knights.
What's the injuries? Have we got any major injuries for either team?
I don't see any major outs for each team. It's just Adam Elliott, and I can't even pronounce that guy's name. There you go.
Vanua Pole.
They're so irrelevant that it doesn't matter for these two teams. I'm going to toss a coin eventually and come up with a tip. I think I'm going to toss a coin.
I'm just gonna go against Jack. So if in the tipping comp, I can be one up on him for it.
So you're
So
gonna go
Tigers.
I'm going to toss a coin later this week when I finally do my actual tips.
Hell yeah!
That's about all I can say for that game.
Spoon Bowl.
Spoon
Dragons
Bowl, baby,
beat
let's
Titans.
go!
Titans. Titans by 50. And a moan gets picked.
You know what?
A moan gets picked, comes out onto the field with a hammer and gets sent off immediately after swinging at someone. Swinging at Kieran Forward's knee. Allegedly at Kieran Forward's knee.
Hasn't been convicted yet, allegedly.
Dragons. 100% Dragons. Best
Yeah,
team
you know,
in
I got to
the
pick my
fucking
team.
world.
It's first game of the season for us.
You guys are actually the favourites.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
we are. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're paying
You think
$1.81.
anything like
They're
the
paying
police
$2.
or serious illness or just a general inability to play football is going to stop us from winning, you're an idiot.
Let me tell you,
Dragons got it.
we
No.
are.
You just have one disability going against yous. Hook or pick Woods.
Yeah, but we are the St. George Illawarra Benny Hunts. We are fine.
Yeah, but as
Who's got
soon
the
as
bye?
Sharrett gets picked.
Manly.
Manly does have the bye, the lucky bastards.
Yeah, strong performance, get a rest, come back.
And then they play the Eels next week.
Fuck, now that's going to be a game.
I'll tell you what's going to be a game. Fucking Friday night.
Eh.
Friday night's the derby.
So,
It's
wait,
going to be good.
how many derbies do Rabbits have? Because I swear they have one, like, cause technically the Charity Shield with Dragons as well. Like, it's enough.
That's the inner city
local-
derby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the local one.
You
So
guys have the
we got
Charity Shield
Sharkies.
rivalry, but your rivalry is the Sharks.
Fucking Cronulla.
And the West Tigers' biggest rivalry is with good players.
Oh, I was going to say themselves. I mean, you saw that when the board was just arguing against one another and against their own players.
Balmain versus West.
It was Robbie Farah versus the directors.
All right, do
Luke
we want to
Brooks
wrap this shit
versus
show
Talbot.
up?
Yep. I think
Yes,
it's
we do.
about that time.
Gentlemen, I can't state how disappointed I am in some of your takes and your inability. Andy, I'm disappointed in your inability to watch the one sport we actually fucking enjoy.
I watched
Josh-
2 games.
You're an idiot. Anyone who listens to this isn't. You're all fantastic. You have brilliant genitals. You can follow us at Bums on the Bench everywhere. Just don't follow us in real life. That would be weird.
Slap that motherfucking like button with your brilliant genitals, fellas.
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
hell.
And ladies, too, if you want to get around it. And
I'm going to have
And
to
that's
censor
it.
that.
yeah, that's it. We'll see you next week, I guess.
Boy.
See you. Fuck's sake.